What's good, Raider Nation? Spicy Raider Girl here. I never go on like in the middle of the day after a game, but there's too much comedy on Facebook to ignore. And I think we should talk about it together right after this.
Produced by Hamza Yassin. Produced by Hamza Yassin.
What's good, Raider Nation? Oh my goodness, that game last night was a complete disaster. Some might say disgusting. Some might say a lot of things, and that's why we're here today. We are going to discuss all the comedy that is on Facebook today, all of the comments, all of the rumors, all of the frustration, if you will. But you can call in too. You can call in and let us know your frustration. I'll put the call-in number if anybody wants to call in while we're going through these Facebook comments here, because they're quite humorous. I mean, I was like up reading them and last night. I had to stop. And I woke up this morning and I was like, I can't even go back to it. Oh my gosh. Jay Jackson, what's good? Good afternoon. I was working, so I didn't see the game. Well, you did not miss anything good, my friend. You probably saved yourself some stress. But let's go over let's just look at our Facebook and see what's happening, because it's quite hilarious in my opinion. But remember, if you haven't already, light that torch, hit that like button, subscribe, become a member, and share this video. So let me just share my screen here and we will get into it. I saved some. I've actually never used this feature, but I saved some of some of these posts that I thought were like so funny. Y'all were on one last night and today. Let me see if I can I don't know what that is. Okay, here we go. Let's go. And these are just randoms. This one here is from Ken Webb, says Max Crosby and Devonte Adams on the Raiders. Wow, 2 Bugattis and a trailer park is what I see. So I guess we've got Max Crosby, Bugatti 1, and Devonte Adams, Bugatti 2, and I suppose the Raiders are the trailer park. I mean, these things just go on and on. We're going to go through them. Again, comment if you... I need to put the call up screen here. If anybody wants to call in and rant and tell their side of the story of how they think the Raiders failed last night. I mean, it was a ton of things, right? It wasn't just coaching. Y'all can argue with me that all night. I mean, they couldn't catch. They couldn't tackle. I mean, it was a complete wreck. But let's look at some more of these. Here's one. I think this is a video here. Let's see if we can see it. Raiders fans in Detroit proposed great trade to David Visor regarding Josh McDaniels. And I believe the great trade, somebody actually made this up, which is kind of hilarious to me. We would like to offer a ham sandwich. This guy, and I think Ziegler I think he saw it. I think he might have, or he looked that way anyway. I don't know. By the way, speaking of Ziegler, when are we going to hear from this? There we go. I hope Jimmy Garoppolo wins first prize for the Derek Carr costume he wore last night. Okay, well, hey, this guy clearly is not a Derek Carr fan or a Jimmy G fan, but I think he's kind of saying they're both trash. I don't know. I just want to go through and just look at some of these because they're funny. They're funny to me anyway. If we still had Rich Bisaccia and Derek Carr, we'd be 8-0, no doubt. See, this is funny. This is funny too. Yeah, this is the other thing, right? I mean, I get it. The Raiders aren't doing very well this year, and certainly the coaching is an issue. The quarterback situation is an issue. But here's the. I think Rich Bisaccia actually did a pretty good job and should have stayed with the team. But yeah, this is the alternative, right? Or last year when the Raiders had 6 wins. So yeah, does it suck? For sure. Was it better before? I'm not so sure. Can it get better? It needs to. It better. Can it get better? It better. Okay, I've seen this meme go around. Like, I don't know if this is a real photo or not, but I've seen it a lot. You know, we can all get caught. Like, I'm sure if I freeze right now, I'll be like the most ridiculous position my face could be in. I'll look like, you know, whatever. But this is funny. I don't know if this is real or not, but it's funny to me. Just finished watching the presser. So I heard a little bit of the presser. I didn't need to hear much of it. I mean, he says the same thing to me over and over, which is kind of a whole lot of nothing. Let's see. What's this one here? Yeah, sorry to say, but there's no doubt that the Lions and refs had some deal going on. I hate how rigged the NFL is. The refs see a GOAT quarterback for the Raiders and choose to rig it like they always do. I'm not happy. I honestly can't even tell if this is sarcasm, if this, like, is this satire? Does he really believe this? I don't even know because, okay, yes, let's dissect this a little bit here just for fun. Hey, sorry to say it, but there's no doubt that the Lions and the refs had some deal going on. I hate how rigged the NFL is. Okay. I think the NFL can be rigged, and especially against the Raiders. I mean, they should have. I think I said at one point last night they should have brought out the index card for a measurement. We all know what that game was about. And the Raiders have had horrible calls over the years. I'm not sure I saw that last night though. I can't think of anything that stood out that were like, oh, the refs are really against the Raiders. The refs see a GOAT QB for the Raiders. Is Jimmy G a GOAT QB? I mean, this is funny, right? Is this funny? Is this serious? I'm not sure. Let me know. I don't know who posted this. I just picked some randoms. Caleb Shufflebottom. Let us know. Let's see. What else? What else? The Raiders and choose to rig it like they always do. I'm not happy. Well, I think that's one thing we can all agree on. I'm not happy either. So there's like parts of this statement that are true and parts that I don't know if he's serious or not. I think he might be serious. I'm not sure. Josh Jacobs. Here we go. What's this? Oh, something we can celebrate. This is actually funny. Like we're so upset with the Raiders right now, right? That's all we want to do is pick. I'll go through. I had a series of comments that I put on my Facebook last night. And some of the feedback again was quite humorous. And it got a lot of feedback. I got a lot of hits. All of my comments, likes, comments, whatever. I put this up because I'd say, hey, something to celebrate. No comments and like 3 to 5 likes. And for my spicy page, like I usually get a lot of interaction. So it's just interesting to me, like all the negative stuff was hit. Gotta comment on this. Gotta prove why I'm right. Why the Raiders suck. Josh Jacobs, he does something good. 3rd time all-time leading rusher in Raiders history. That's something to celebrate. Nobody cared. Nobody acknowledged it. And listen, I think Josh Jacobs would probably say, hey, I don't really care about this record at the time either because they lost and he's sick of losing. So I can see where that would come from his point of view. But for a fan's point of view, let's congratulate the man. Let's be happy for those accomplishments. That's kind of what I say in terms of, you know, what Josh Jacobs accomplished last night, even though, of course, we didn't get a win. And he went on to say, he had a quote here. I'm going to pull it up. Just give me a second. He went on to have... I didn't hear him say this, so I'm trusting this is an actual quote from him. He said, that ain't my job, referring to Josh Jacobs on what can fix the Raiders offense. So yeah, he's right. I mean, it's not his job to figure it out. His job is to perform. And like I just said in my previous comment there, he did perform last night. I thought he did a good job. You know, there was a drop, I think 1, maybe 2. He wasn't perfect, but you know, I think he did his thing. Let's see. What is good? Willie Wayne. Salute to you. Thanks for joining us. We're just having some fun today. If you want to call in, get it off your chest. There was a lot of chatter going on in the Facebook world last night, and I suppose it probably carried on to this morning, which I didn't really look at because it's a little overwhelming to kind of keep up with this stuff. But let's see what else we got here. I'm gonna go through the next one. Oh, I think okay. This is gonna be a little tongue-in-cheek here. So this one is about Mr. Jimmy G himself. Damn, Jimmy G ain't got no protection. That's what she said. All right, that one was too easy. I saw that, and of course, I immediately went there. Sorry, excuse me. I know it's early. This is daytime, people. This is daytime. Well, speaking of daytime, here's one from one of my favorites and a supporter of the show, Ana Diaz Rincon. You dumb F. Take his sorry assets out of the game. Useless POS. I think she should write for Hallmark. Feeling pissed. I get you. These comments just go on and on. Let's see what people say actually under them. Oh, tell us how you really feel. That's funny. They're making Jacobs and Renfrow look bad. I don't know that Renfrow really looks that good, in my opinion. He fell forward a lot without the ball. Usually I like to see him fall forward with the ball. But that's a whole nother conversation. Hey, Renfrow's still on the team. Wait, what time is it? Trade deadline, right? Trade deadline's 48 minutes, I think. 48 minutes. He's still on the team. Right? Can you see that on a card? Like I said, she should write for Hallmark. I could totally see it on a card. Let's see what else we got here. Trash has to stop. Fire head coach and QB. Poo. We see this. Why don't they see the same poo? Davis haircut. Davis cut your hair shorter and open your eyes. I can't even read that. There's a lot of ers in there. Davis, cut your hair shorter and open your eyes. All right. Well, I see the funny, but his hair is definitely short enough, and I don't know. He can't see it. I don't know. We're blaming the defensive coordinator. We're blaming anyone has ever question mark on why he only wears white. Maybe try wearing black Raider gear. Maybe that'll change our bad luck. Hey, at this point, let's try anything, right? Let's try anything, even if it's changed. I think he should wear black anyway. I get it. He's trying to have his signature look. If Raider Nation should know better than anyone about having a signature look, right? People will freak out if they're not in their signature look, or if someone even comes close to their signature look. So we should understand. Anyway, we just having some fun here. Analyzing the game at this point, I think, is pointless. I mean, we can go over all the fumbles and all the drops, 13 interceptions between 3 quarterbacks, 6 sacks last night, or whatever the stats were, something like that. But that's no fun. Let's read comments. I see some ladies on here that should be having my baby. I don't know why I pulled this one. It has nothing to do with nothing. But who is this? Joe Raider Roz. If you're that lady, hit up Joe Raider Roz. I'm not sure how that got in there, or I just thought it was funny last night for some reason. So stupid. Somebody have his baby. Boy, do I want to get me a Jimmy G jersey. Yeah, said, well, here's the thing. Get whoever you want. I'm against getting players' jerseys, to be honest, unless they're classics or if I really, 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 really like them. Like, I have a Mad Max jersey. And besides that, like, I don't really have any players' jerseys. I just think they just go through them too quickly. Like, can you imagine last year if you bought Waller and Carr and who else? God, I can't even keep up with everybody. Even Jacobs, with a different number change. Like, what do you do now? You just get rid of them. Renfrow, it's like, what do I do with these jerseys? It's weird to me when people wear, unless they're like iconic, if it's a Bo Jackson, if it's a Tim Brown, if it's, somebody like iconic to the Raiders, I get it. I can name a bajillion of them. But yeah, wearing like ex-Raiders players who are currently in the league, like playing for others teams, I'm not really down with that. It's not my thing. So I don't buy players' jerseys anyway. I think it's kind of a waste of money. So I wrap up my custom spicy one. Oh, let's keep going to the top. Hey, don't mess with me live unless you want to see it on Facebook, I guess. Oh, this might be an interesting test. We can see what about any of these Facebook creepers come through and what you call it? A real life Facebook creeper coming through. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Bring it back down here because this is probably a funny one here. This one's just random. Soon to be unemployed, middle-aged, includes dumb-looking Visor. Unlimited excuses. Hot Italian quarterback, but he sucks. Oh, these are too easy. Dirt on Mark Davis. Ooh, what's that? I haven't heard that, T. What's that? I want to hear what that's about. Worst offense in the league despite being an offensive genius. All right, now let's get back to the saved ones. Let's see, they just pop up. This is like a little happy Halloween, everyone. This is like a little Halloween treat here. We get to like make fun of ourselves. I don't know. Did I read this one? I can't remember. On Protect the Shield page. No completed passes to a wide receiver. Interception in the end zone. Why do I feel like this is the worst Raiders team I have seen? I know it's not true because I've been a fan since 1969. Yeah, here's the thing though. I kind of agree with this. Like it's been they're pretty bad. The last two performances, especially the Chicago one, have been pretty bad, and that's probably one of the worst performances I have seen the Raiders do in a long time, even through a lot of these terrible seasons with losing records. That was just... I actually thought the Chicago game was more embarrassing than the Detroit game, because the Detroit game, listen, they should have executed more, but that was a game that we probably all thought the Raiders weren't going to win. They have a chance. Of course, they had a chance. But Chicago, we were like expecting that win. We should know better than to learn to expect anything from the Raiders at this point, though. I'm sorry, Raiders suck, so effing piss. What the F is going on with this team? Listen, I wish somebody had the answer. I'm not sure anybody has the answer to this, because if anybody had the answer, they would be better. And I'm certain that nobody on the Raiders has the answer, or they would be better. The funny thing is, though, the fan base seems to think they have the answer. Not everyone's opinion's the same. Most of the people, I think, have jumped on the bandwagon of the Fire Josh McDaniels campaign. So, I don't know. Go with that narrative. Go with whatever narrative makes you happy. Let's see what this guy has to say. McDaniels should just resign and make it easy for everyone. The end. The end. See, this is the thing with this, right, though? I mean, why would you quit a job and you're getting paid? I mean, maybe if he said, hey, I'll go to Turks and Caicos for the rest of the season or wherever you want a vacation and still pay me, that makes sense. But other than that, nobody would do that. It's just not logical. But we're not thinking logical. What am I talking about? This is funny. This stuff's funny, right? This isn't logic. This is not logic. How many times did Jimmy G get sacked? I lost count, and the O-line is not doing ish again. Effing amen. That's what I thought, too. I was like, Jimmy got sacked again, and I was like, F a man. It's probably a typo, but it's still funny. We're so mad. We're so mad we can't even like get our little typing fingers straight. Worse than Carr. What are you waiting for, son? Fire somebody. Just fire somebody. I like that narrative. Who cares who it is? Walk in there, prove a point, and fire somebody. I like it. Poor water boy's like, I'm not gonna have a job tomorrow. Someone had to get fired. Dang, Devonte is upset. Ran straight to the tunnel and into the locker room. I'm sad for him. Yeah, I'm sad for him too. It was frustrating. He's frustrated. I get it. And he said all the right things in the presser. I shouldn't say the presser. I guess the locker room interview after. And I think all the right things that he said was what he didn't say at all. I thought he handled it very like a veteran. I thought he handled it respectfully, matured. A very mature answer. It was very vague. So we kind of heard everything he didn't say, if you know what I mean. But at the end of the day, listen, he had a few drops in the last few games, so I think the blame can be spread around a little bit. Is he the reason for the losses? No, absolutely not. But we just got to tighten it up on all levels here. Everybody. Let's see. Oh, we just did this one. Sorry. I've never used this save feature before. I kind of wish it kept me where I left. I kept scrolling through all this, but whatever. Let's see. What do we got here? Oh, I like this. This was clever. I like this. Ship McDaniels back to New England immediately after the game. Shipping will be cheaper from Detroit. See, now that's logic. In fact, just send him on a train or something, right? Just send him on a train, get him back there. I'm just kidding. He's not going anywhere. At least not now. I would be surprised. I don't know. Nothing surprises me anymore, I guess. I think they're going to wait to the end of the season, though. Speaking of shipping, I saw this picture that had nothing to do with nothing. I think somebody was just really excited to see a Raiders plane at the airport and took a photo of it. But what I saw was the good players get back on the Raiders plane. The crappy players, I guess you can go to, I don't know, whatever that green one is. And then speaking of having McDaniels quit, he could just go on Club America. He can go on vacation. And the other one, I don't know. The other one's just for whoever hasn't decided yet. I know, it's got nothing to do with nothing. I just thought it would be funny. So, what is up? I know there's only a few people watching. It's an awkward time of day. It's in the middle of the day. I'm sure most of you are working or maybe on a lunch break or something. But I just wanted to pop on and have some fun. It's a little comic relief for myself, if you would say as well, because man, this stuff is hard to watch. I watched it by myself last night. Sometimes I don't like watching games with people. People talk too much or whatever. I watched it by myself. I was on Facebook a little bit. I was cussing a lot, but nobody was around. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Let's take a poll here. And I think that there actually should be, this is just a meme that somebody made, but if we want to throw some other names in the ring, let's do it. But since we just have these two guys, who is more to blame, Jimmy G or McDaniels? I mean, that's an easy one. If we're just leaving it between these two guys, I mean, you got to blame McDaniels. I guess if Jimmy G wants second place, I'm not even sure he falls into second place. Yeah. All right. Hey, well, I wasn't watching last night, Jay Jackson. Who won? I'm getting ready to go to the World Series here in Phoenix. That's awesome. I don't know what the series is at. I haven't been paying any attention. Good luck to your team. I don't have a horse in the race, so that should be fun. Let's see. Oh, hold on a minute. Do we have some breaking news? Breaking news. Charles Woodson supposedly said, "Please make it stop." I don't even know if this is true. Is this true? I can't see him saying it. I think Tim Brown said something too. Or at least I don't actually know what these guys said, to be honest. I'm just pulling memes I see on social media. This show cannot be trusted. Fact check everything. And most of this is just people's opinions here. And we are just having fun. So, I don't know. Google it. Google it and see. Here's another one from a player. This one might be true because he has kind of no reason. This person here, this player, has kind of no reason. He's not affiliated with the Raiders or anything, so he might just be outspoken and be standing up for Devonte. Robert Griffin III, RG3, says, Raiders should do Davante Adams a solid and trade him. He deserves it. He came there to play for his favorite team. They got rid of the QB he came there to play with, and he has caught one and he has one catch tonight. Don't subject him to any more of this dysfunction. Yeah, it's very much so a dysfunction. Here's the thing, though. I don't think he's necessarily unhappy being a Raider. I think he's frustrated and he wants to see change. Can change happen? Sure. But if he's a Raiders fan, I'm sure he knew that the Raiders have been highly dysfunctional for years. So this cannot be new to him. So knowing that, he knew what he was getting into, right? He had to know what he was getting into. I mean, I don't mean to be rude, but if you want to go to win a Super Bowl in your prime, you don't choose the Raiders. I'm just keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? You don't choose the Raiders. So I wish him the best. I wish him the best with the Raiders, of course. I don't want him to go anywhere. But speaking of wasted talent, I think we're really wasting our boy Mad Max's talent. I don't want him to go. I love him so much. He's the heart of the team. He's a dog. He's a fighter. He's committed. He seems like he's a good guy. I've met him a few times. He's an awesome guy out in the public, out in the wild. He's been super kind. First one in, last one out. Fun to watch. I don't want him to go anywhere. But if he happened to leave because he needs a ring, I want to be mad at it. I would like him, though, to come back to the Raiders and finish there. So there's that. You know, if you got to go for a little bit, I got you. Don't do it. Just win here. But, you know, I can be understanding. Just fire all of them. Okay, again, I would like to spare a few. Mad Max being one of them. Devonte being another one of them. Let's take it easy, people. Let's take it easy. What's good, Jack Kenna? Thanks for joining us. If anybody wants to call in and talk about the reason they think the Raiders messed up so poorly, not only just last night, but the game before. And I think the thing about the Bears loss was that the Chargers just handed it to them so easily. I was like, okay, maybe the Chargers are going to have some trouble. Nope. Did not. Not even a little bit, unfortunately. Here we go. We going through coaches. And in the spirit of Halloween, we'll use this little Grim Reaper graphic here because we go through coaches super quick. Dennis Allen, Jack Del Rio, John Gruden. You might, I don't know, maybe just like a little baby door, a little trap door. Could throw Bisaccia in between there. I don't know. He was always interim, so maybe not. But nonetheless, he was an additional coach during this little regime right here. So you make your decision. Okay, this is another one of those things that may or may not be true. Again, pulling memes that caught my interest just for fun today. You know, we just having some fun. Did he really show up in this? Okay. Because I think I didn't see anything of him arriving except for this. I think I saw something post and he was not wearing this. So unless he had a different shirt. But is that a iron trap? That's kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. If he actually showed up in that, I just don't know. You know? It's like, okay, I like the trash talk. Hey, and he can back up his talk. He can back up his talk. That is one man who can say what he want to say because he backs it up because he is a dog out there on that field. And we spoke of Davante Adams a little bit. What he said, Davante Adams after the Raiders lost, I really don't know what to say at this moment. I truly don't. And that's really probably the best thing to do. I think that's a very, we want immediate answers from these players, and a lot of times they're canned. I think this is a smart move by him. Like I had already said, he didn't say a lot, but it was a mature veteran answer. And, when we all know when temperatures are high, we say things let's say don't mean. Maybe we do mean them, but we don't mean them as harshly as we say them. And like he said, he didn't want to go and say anything and have it taken out of context or blown up on social media. So, I respect his composure in a time where he was clearly frustrated. I mean, to me, that says a lot about this man. So I know a lot of times we want these answers. We want these immediate answers. And, it's not fair to the players. And I really don't like it when they put the mics in these coaches' hands in the middle of games. I guess mic'd up is kind of fine. You can hear them grunting or whatever. But like when they're trying to coach a game and it's like the clock's actually ticking, or even halftime when they need to get into the locker room, I don't like the mics in the face. Get it? Like we want interaction, kind of like we're doing with the show today, but it's, let them focus on their job. Jack Kenna says, my 2 cents, got to keep McDaniels until the end of the year, then bye. Play AOC for the rest of the year. Jimmy's numbers look like Jamarcus Russell. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're that bad, but they're certainly not good. Funny little joke though. If Jimmy G were to finish as a Raider now, I know you can't really compare like a half a season to 9 seasons, but he would have a better winning record, winning percentage than Derek Carr. I'm just saying that's just funny. But yeah, I would say that too. Keep him to the end of the year. I don't know if I would just bench him entirely. I think it's too soon for that. But I think there is a place for AOC. I think maybe halftime adjustments, or maybe they can share snaps or something like that. I don't know the answer, but something's got to give, right? At this point, just try it. You almost got nothing to lose. Oh my gosh, we have more. Josh McDaniels has just been fired, everybody. Oh my goodness, I can't believe this. It's happened in the middle of the season. Check your Twitter. No, I'm kidding. This is not true. This is funny though. It actually happened. I remember when it happened to Gruden. I think it was like the day, I want to say after the Chicago game. Was it last year or two? Or not, it was 2 years ago. The last Chicago. Hold on, I'm trying to think here. Yes, it was Chicago. Gruden got released the day after the Chicago game. Okay, I remember sitting with like a group of like 12 people. We're Raiders fans. We're having dinner, watching World Series and stuff. And I was on my phone and I was like, John Gruden just got fired. And I was like talking so much ish the entire time. Where like everyone's like, yeah, Angela, whatever. Like, we know you're blah blah blah. Everyone picked up their phone and it's true. I'm like, yeah. Someone had texted me and was like, oh, I hear this is going to happen. And like it happened. That was certainly crazy. But that one is not true. That was just for fun. So like I said, don't quote anything I'm saying on this show. You can't take any of this as facts. This is just fun. This is memes. This is Raiders fans reacting on Facebook, really in particular. I was going to say social media, but most of this all comes from Facebook. It's because I was going through and laughing, really. Not fired. Now I'm sad again. Oh, did I like build your spirits up for like a half a minute? Wouldn't be surprised or upset. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I wouldn't be surprised. I certainly wouldn't be upset. I mean, at this point, it's like I have a little hope. They're still in there. They're still in the middle of the pack. They certainly have to start winning some games. But at some point, you got to be like, all right, this season's a wash. We got nothing to lose. Let's get some snaps in there from the rookie quarterback. Let's maybe let some other people make some play calls or something. I get it. All right, what else we got here on the Facebooker? It says, God? Question mark. We're talking to God now. This is getting serious, everybody. Okay? We're talking to God. Don't knock God. We're talking to him. All right? Listen up. Can you help Raider Nation and fire Josh McDaniels? I'm pretty sure God's going to put that like right on the top of his priority list, right below everyone else, like hoping that their loved one doesn't die for cancer or something like that. But yes, right after that, how many players do you need to get him out of How many prayers do you need to get him out of Las Vegas? Yep. Just yep. I mean, to be honest, I don't pray like that, so I don't know. I don't know the answer. But if you pray, let me know. Put it in the chat. How many? Well, next year, I believe we should get rid of Coach Josh McDaniels, get rid of Jimmy G, and say goodbye to Diva Davis. Or Diva Davis. Diva Josh Jacob. I don't know. That just rolled off the tongue too perfectly, right? Diva Davis. Sorry, that was not intended. Anyway, I digress. Because the offense sucks big time. Okay, yeah, the offense. Geez, I don't think they still haven't put up over 20 points this entire season. I mean, the defense was out there for so long. They did their very best to keep this team in the game. I mean, even Marcus Peters showed up with a pick six. I mean, we've been wanting him to do something for a while now. I mean, he even did something, and still, kind of nothing on the offensive end, unfortunately. A lot of ugliness. All right. We are going to go to some of my Facebook posts last night because sometimes, I post stuff for two reasons. Like I said, I was watching it by myself. So, I can chat with people when and if I choose to, but I don't have to be stuck with chatting with them. And also, it's just kind of fun to see people's reactions for two reasons. To see just kind of how they're feeling overall, but also to gauge the delusion. Just kidding. We all have our own opinions, but some of them to me seem a little delusional. But hey, I'm sure you're sitting there listening to me like, oh, I have no idea what my opinion makes no sense. So, I get it. It goes both ways. And that's why these platforms are so great and so damaging. All in one. Very, 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 very good for healthy, productive conversations, this Facebook app here. So, let's see. Oops, hold on. I'm making the wrong thing bigger. All right. So let's see what mine has to say. So I had a little post because I was like, okay, I'm looking at the crowd. And by the way, I would say good for all Raiders fans who travel, who enjoy traveling. And I'm one of those fans. But it's a little delusion, a little delusion when it comes to what a takeover is. Hold on. Wait, where'd my little post go? Okay, no. Oh, here we go. All right, now I got it set up. Like I said, I haven't done this before. So all I have seen all weekend on Facebook is Raider Nation takes over Detroit. Looking at the crowd, I have seen about 5 Raiders fans. I posted this with a few minutes left, so I think there might have been 6. And y'all only think that it's a takeover because the same 100 people all hang out at the same bar in every city they travel to, which is true. It happens in if you don't go to that same bar that one party is happening and hang out with the same 100 people that flocked to that city that one day, if you go anywhere else in the city, you won't see any fans. The only exception for this, from my experience, I would say would be New Orleans and Tennessee. Only teams, fans that travel well are those opposing teams' fans flocking to Vegas, which is true. Now, if you want to see a real takeover, right? Watch a Vegas game and watch how many people are in the crowd that aren't wearing black. Let's see what some of these people got to say here. It was obvious we were sacrificing home field advantage with the Vegas move. It will never change. Nobody is going to pay hard-earned money to see this show. It is what it is. Well, those are two different comments, I think, as are 2 different points. I mean, if it's an show, then you don't spend your money, fine. But, hey, those fans are paying money to go. Fans are certainly paying money to go. It's just not Raiders fans. And then, I really do believe this. If the Raiders had to leave, which they did have to leave Oakland, I think they should have moved back to LA. I get it. This guy makes a great point. I understand. It was an NFL thing. They kind of put the block on that. So, that's unfortunate for Raiders fans, in my opinion. Jack Jack, there's no reason to play AOC for the rest of the year. Raiders need to see no reason not to play. See what he has. Plus the QB. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I will say give him a chance. Why not? Especially we'll see how the season goes. I mean, if the Raiders really, really start dropping games off here, I say for sure put him in. Hell yeah, Narlands and Music Row were awesome. Now I got Miami on my mind. I'll be out there in Miami. Miami's a little smaller, little strip where most people hang out, where I could see how like it would seem like it'd take over a little easier than some of these big cities. But again, there's, we'll probably see the same people at the same parties. But let me know if you head out there. Let's kick it. Only 20 minutes left in the NFL trade deadline. That is right. We will see. I guess the Raiders aren't making any moves. So everyone's campaigning for at least one of these things. Pushing hardcore for one, maybe two, maybe three. I'm pushing for all four, but it has to be all four. Tell me if you would want all of these four to happen. You can't be one, it can't be the other. It can't be fire this guy, keep this guy. It has to be them all. Would you be down for this, Raider Nation? Would you be down? In this delusional world, these are my words, in this delusional world we live in where the Raiders fans actually believe they have a say, which we do not. If we could wish upon the Raiders to do the following, who's in? Remember, you have to take all four. Mark Davis sells the team. Josh McDaniels gets fired. Jimmy G gets cut or traded. And my personal favorite, get the Raiders the funk out of Las Vegas, because it's no fun there. Hey, if we're going to have a losing team, I at least want to have an enjoyable experience at the game, even if what's on the field is not enjoyable. That's my 2 cents. Oh, Raider Travis, thank you for your approval. Mic drop. All of the above, any of those would be fabulous. Gotta take them all. All for nothing. Okay, he's in. I like it. See, I'm campaigning here. I'm gonna have all of you sign this, and then I'm gonna go to the Raiders, and I'm gonna be like, boom! I'm one of those delusional fans, and I have the support, and I made a sign, and I'm standing here, and you should do it. Let's see what happens. Come on, I got faith in us. If it was up to the fans, we'd have 8 different head coaches, 13 different defensive coordinators, and 10 offensive coordinators, and 5 GMs every season. That's funny. That's a good one. I like that. For reals. Makes no sense. And then once we fired that guy, I want to fire the next guy and the next guy after that. Everyone said if we got rid of Derek Carr, we'd be a Super Bowl champ. Who said that? Anyone hear anybody say? Who said that? I don't recall hearing anybody saying that. Is that true? That's a stretch. But they have a better record as of right now than they did with Carr last year. Name a Raider quarterback since Gannon that has got us to the playoffs. I say Connor Cook. This guy couldn't take a joke, but I was obviously kidding. It's okay. Nobody, not everyone understands my humor. Most of what I say on here is complete rubbish, which I never even used that word before, but it's all good. West Craven. Mark Davis, no. The rest, okay. But what do you guys really want from Vegas? LOL. Y'all want to get drunk in the parking lot or what? I do not want to get drunk in the parking lot. What I would like, sure, is to have a few drinks in the parking lot. But what I would really like is an enjoyable experience inside. Meaning, be surrounded by Raiders fans. That's enjoyable. Being surrounded by other teams' fans, not enjoyable. Let's see. Not having another team player next to me sit down and immediately think they can talk trash to me because we're overwhelmed. We're supposed to do that to them. What else? The music. The music is terrible in there. I want to get hyphy. Like, I like the band. The band's cool. Like, if I was in a lounge smoking a cigar after the game. Or the next day or before. But not during. What else? I would like fans to know how to cheer properly. I would like the wave to stop. I would like better acoustics, better lighting. I can go on and on. Just a better overall experience. Yeah. I don't want to go on and on, though. It's not fun. We're here to have fun. I trade McDaniels for Adam Sandler as the water boy. Is that... I'm even gonna do it because I'm gonna make like the voice that I think sounds like him. I'm just gonna sound like something very different. I think his name Bobby Boucher. I think his name's Bobby. Wait, didn't Max Crosby wear like a Bobby Boucher jersey recently or something? Buy a ticket, Raider fans. Yeah, can I go off on a little tangent here since you brought it up? Buy the tickets. I mean, listen, as season ticket holders, we get flack about how we choose to sell our tickets because they're super easy to sell on Ticketmaster. I put them up, I set my price, I don't have to think about it again. And then one day, poof, I have money in my account. We try to sell to Raiders fans. They're sitting here complaining about, oh, well, you don't sell to Raiders fans, and that's the problem, blah, blah, blah. Okay, listen. I put my tickets online on Facebook to sell to Raiders fans for this Giants game, actually. Inexpensive. Below what you would get on Ticketmaster. This is what I got from Raiders fans. I'm not spending any more money on this team. Okay, that's your choice. All right, so don't complain if other teams' fans then now want to spend the money on the team they want to see. And then the second thing is, oh, actually, will you take $80? No, I'm not going to take $80. I'm not going to lose money so you can go and not enjoy a game, and you're still spending money. So this is the problem with trying to sell to Raiders fans. And I have to deal with these people and talk to them or communicate with them. I don't have to deal with that with Ticketmaster. But I will say, I am happy to say that they did find a good home, and I did sell them to a Raiders fan. Someone in the familia, will say, who we love out there in Vegas. So they did go to a good home. I am not. I look nothing like her, nor am I dressed look nothing like her. I think that just might be in your dreams, but it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. We were happy with Gruden, but he was forced to leave, so we don't like a new coach all the time. But this system stinks. Yeah, it's bad all around. It's just bad all around. I wasn't super on board with Gruden, to be honest. I liked him the first time around, not so much the second. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of bad. That is for sure. I think those have already been. I'm almost positive. I'm like 99.9% sure that those have been sold. So if you are going to be out there, unfortunately, I cannot help you because my ticket sold already. I will be happy not to be out there. For a few reasons. I don't want to be surrounded, of course, by a bunch of Chiefs fans, which has been the case in the past. But also, we have decided to have a super cool event in the Bay Area out in Emeryville, which is basically Oakland on the border. So, if you are in the area on November 26th, we are having a watch party at the Bank Club in Emeryville. Join us. We will have a live broadcast before the show. Party starts at 11. Game starts at 1. Our broadcast will start sometime between 11 and 1. Uncertain at this time. We'll be featuring, of course, Woodson Whiskey. We'll have the Woodson Whiskey girls out there. We're going to have some giveaways, some raffles, and our 24-person Woodson Whiskey shot stick, along with V57 cigars. Free admission, of course, and a live DJ. We're also going to have a food truck and lots of fun, of course. Lots of fun. Can't forget about that part. So if you are in the area, come check it out. No, it's going to be at the Bank Club in Emeryville. So if you are in the area, come on through. Let's get back to some of these Facebook reactions here. It's a good time. Take a time on this Tuesday morning. Listen, we can sit here and cry about it, which I already did. Don't worry about it. Don't judge me. Or we can, we can rejoice and come together and see if we can console each other. I don't know, whatever. All right. Let me get this back up and running. All right. Again, if you want, I know there's only a few, maybe some of you are at work too. It's probably hard to call in. I mean, it is like a Tuesday in the middle of the day, so I get it. But if you do want to call in, the call-in number's up there. Don't forget, if you haven't already, light that torch, hit that like button, subscribe, and you can become a member of the show as well. Share this video if you enjoyed it. Throw it on your Facebook so other people can enjoy it as well. All right, what do we got here? Oh, this post. Okay, McDaniels. The so-called coach knows Jimmy G can't pass the ball over 20 years. I think he means yards, but we'll go with years. This coach, Jimmy G, and the owner, Mark Davis, have to go. That is what he is saying. And you know what? You know how I roll. I will double down on it. Double down. Y'all have to go. But you know what else? If we're having a fire sale, you also got to get the funk out of Vegas. So I would sign on for all three as long as we get my favorite, the fourth, which we already kind of talked about. We talk about McDaniels, of course. Let's see what people have to say to this. This one might be kind of fun. I'm not sure any of this issue is coaching. I should put is all coaching. That's kind of what I meant. But yeah, coaching had some issue. I'm not sure it's all coaching though. Poor play calling, straight garbage. Oh, it's him, all right. Don't listen to Troy Aikman. I wasn't listening to Troy Aikman. I was just watching, but that was my opinion. Nah, just nah. And our defense sucks. Every game, they just let teams run up and down, score, miss tackles, tackling, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I don't think the defense was that bad this time. I put the defense is doing well. No, he's talking about something else. Okay, that was too much to keep up with. I think I aborted mission there. Jimmy G has to throw it deeper. He needs to put too much air on the ball sometimes. I think he means he puts too much air on the ball sometimes. He airs it out. I get it. Throw those liners, throw those line drives, get them bullets. That's how I took it anyway. I don't know if that's what he meant. Again, it's really hard to communicate. I don't get into like arguments or debates or anything on Facebook or via text or anything because it's really just too hard to try to figure out. Like stuff is really taken out of context. So you really don't know what anyone's saying or meaning. So take it at face value. Shouldn't surprise you. It's a McDaniels thing. I don't know. We still have a Raider Nation. When your head coach gets rid of the QB, Jarrett Stidham, who not only got out of the pocket when plays broke down and knew how to extend plays with his legs, but made your offense more productive than what it is currently, is when I would say it's the decision-making of the head coach, which will ultimately get him fired. You know, that's not a bad point. I get it. He's the one who brought Jimmy G here, and Jimmy G's not performing well, and he's been injured a lot. So, you know, I get that point. But it is what it is. Let's see. While the defense played well versus the Lions, they just got gassed towards the end. That's so true. I mean, they were out there for so many plays for so long. I mean, I think the first drive that the Lions had, where they ended up kicking a field goal, I think that took like half the quarter to get 3 points, and half the quarter with their defense out there. And the defense was out there a lot. So yeah, I mean, it's hard. It's hard to like keep doing well for the entire game. At some point, something's got to give. They have to have a break. They have to have points scored. The defense, you know, has gotten early on. They got a lot of flack. Mad Max took it personally. I think they turned it around, but now it's like, how can you win when your team's only putting 14, 16, 17 maybe points up on the board? I mean, that's tough. Good point on Stiddy, but $10 million over 2 years. McDaniels never should have gotten rid of Carr. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with that. Carr just wasn't performing. He wasn't doing the job. I mean, he even said himself. He said recently, a couple of weeks ago, I think I heard him say he can't remember the last time he's been this happy playing football, and that means playing it for the Saints. So to me, that says he was unhappy with the Raiders. And to me, it showed. He seemed like he didn't care. He seemed like he didn't have the fight in him. He seemed like it was, in his words, just a game. So no, he wasn't the answer. He's not the answer. He wasn't the answer. I'm certainly not saying Jimmy G's the answer, but let's try something new. I'm not mad at trying something new. If it's not working, let's try something new. Just like everyone's pushing for right now. People don't think what's working right now is working, so they want to try something new. To me, that's the same type of scenario. So, anywho, I think we've had enough fun for one day. We've been on for here almost an hour. I want to thank you, some of you that have joined me in the middle of this day, in the middle of your workday, I'm sure. Just wanted to have a little fun this morning as I was going through Facebook and all the posts last night. And catch us tomorrow, of course, for our standing show, Woodson Whiskey Wednesdays at 7 p.m. with myself and Chris from Protect the Shield. And then we will be starting in November 7th. We are going to bring the Raiderettes Roundtable back. November 7th on Tuesday with one of football's fabulous females. We haven't announced it yet. It's going to be a surprise, but make sure to tune into that. And remember, Raider Nation, we go out one way and only one way. Raiders!
Produced by Hamza Yassin. Produced by Hamza Yassin.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining. Enjoy.